The first two flow reads studied absorption at zone structure had already marked an order block defended, an order block overrun. This red studies the case, the zone hierarchy, saves its most interesting tier 4. Absorption where no structure exists at all. On this SOL-perpetual, a covering ignited breakout leaves one absorbed bar of selling behind, and flow alone draws a wall no order block ever marked. The retest lands exactly on it. The chart opens with a violent decline into a base, and from that base a long sideways range develops, dozens of bars oscillating beneath a single well-defined resistance. Ranges like this are liquidity factories. Every bar spent below the ceiling adds to the orders resting above it, the stops of shorts defending the level, and the pending orders of breakout participants waiting on it. Across the range's life, the resistance is tapped again and again, highs printing at the line, each rejected, each adding to the level's visibility. Every visible rejection recruits more participants to the same two camps. Shorts leaning on the ceiling and breakout buyers waiting for it to give. The range is not going sideways so much as loading, and the pool above the line keeps compounding. The break, when it comes, is violent, and the panel on the breakout bar tells you exactly who drove it. Just over 1 million contracts of positive delta at a 4.08 sigma stretch, with open interest falling by 47,000. Regime, short covering. The buying that broke the ceiling was not, in its first instant, new money. It was the shorts who leaned on the level being forced out through it. The level's own defenders became the fuel that destroyed it. On the breakout sequence, an absorption event prints, the gold ring diamond. Aggressive selling met the move right at the broken level, participants fading the break, and passive buying consumed it without yielding the price. This event is the hinge of the whole read because of where it happened, at a price where no order block exists. The absorption is the first and only evidence that substantial resting bids live here. With no order block to attach the event to, the tool does the only honest thing. It draws the zone the flow itself defined, the teal passive buying wall, spanning the region the absorbed bar defended and extended forward as a reference. In the zone hierarchy, this is deliberately the weakest tier. A wall has one reason to matter. Someone defended it once, where a defended order block has two. The continuation carries the absorption event forward, the wall extending from that one defended bar. And the bar after the ignition printed the opposite composition. Heavy positive delta with open interest rising, new longs opening behind the forced buying that started the move. Covering lit the fuse. Initiative buying carried the flame. That conversion is what separates a squeeze that pops and dies from a breakout that holds. After the initial thrust, the familiar examination arrives. Price rotates back down to test the broken level, and the dip lands precisely on the flow mark zone, the wall catching the retest just beneath the old resistance. The support being tested was never drawn by structure. No order block, no prior demand base, only the wall. The retest is the wall's own examination, real footprint or noise. The retest resolves without drama. No fresh absorption event registers, and none proves necessary. The dip into the wall finds bids, turns, and higher. Lows begin stacking directly on the flow mark zone. A quiet hold is its own information. The violent contest happened at the breakout. By the retest, the fight was already decided. Structure caught up to flow, rebuilding its architecture on a level flow discovered first. From the held retest, the advance resumes, and then erupts a sustained impulsive rally carrying far above the old range. Higher, highs stacking as the move extends. The level that began as a single absorption event has become the launch platform of the chart's largest advance. Born from one defended bar, examined once by the retest, then left behind by a trend that never looked back. The readings on the rally's latest bars close the flow story. Plus 621,000 of delta, with open interest falling, covering flow again, this time from shorts who faded the trend and are being carried out as it extends. The full engine is visible end to end, covering ignition at the break, new long adoption behind it, a quiet retest on the wall, and covering again, feeding the extension. Three things to carry from this chart. First, flow can mark a level before structure exists. The wall was drawn from a single flow event at a price with no structural history, and it became the level the entire continuation was built on. Sometimes the absorption is the zone, and structure spends the next 50 bars catching up. Second, breakout quality is written in the open interest. Covering ignites, initiative sustains, and the conversion from falling to rising open interest, not the break itself, is the tell. And third, the hierarchy's honesty holds even when its weakest tier wins. A wall is a hypothesis. This one was tested by the retest and confirmed by the higher lows that formed on it. If reading charts this way is useful to you, subscribe to SMC Chart Sense for a new chart read every week. That's the best way to keep these in your feed.